I'm so serious when I say this. I keep seeing people make module loaders. It's like, oh, you gotta make this folder and do this and da 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 da, and it's just overcomplicated for no reason. For no reason. So I will do my due diligence, and I will share how I do my super simple basic module loaders right here, right now, and I'll be leaking the tech. I'll be leaking the tech right here, right now. Super easy to comprehend. If you're a beginner, start taking notes. Start taking notes. All right, now's the time. All right, let's jump into it. So in Studio, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start building out this module loader. We're gonna make it so if one module script dies, you know, game is all good. Uh, and this functionality can be extended, but I'm just gonna make this real basic, real simple, and I'm gonna leak the tech. So we can create module loader like so. By just declaring a variable module loader and setting that to a table. If you don't know how to use module scripts, please go look it up. I'm here to teach you about module loaders, not module scripts. And we're going to quickly rename this to module loader. And we're going to introduce a new function in module loader named load. Now, what type of arguments are we going to take for load? Super straightforward. We're going to take something like list, and this is going to be an array of items that are either module script or folder. Ultimately, they can be anything else, but for today, we're just going to go with these to make my life a little bit simpler. All right, so first and foremost, we gotta go through these. So we'll do something like, we'll say v for underscore v in list do, and then boom, the AI got the AI knows what I'm thinking. So first and foremost, the AI was wrong on one part. In order to not crash everything if we broke our code, super simple, we're just gonna p-call the require. We're gonna p-call that. So what p-call does is, for example, if I require this module script and I have something that breaks, like, or errors, it's not gonna crash my entire game. It's not gonna crash my entire game. And I can say something like success, and then success module, something like that. And then if not success, then we can say warn module loader failed to load module, and then we're going to provide the module path. So we can go ahead and fix that. And maybe what we'll do instead of that is kind of change the conditions. So this is, excuse me, part of an else branch. So we're going to create a cache variable, and if we are able to successfully load the module, we're just going to put it into the cache. So we're going to say vname equals module. Now, what does this do? How is this useful in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Well, put simply, we can introduce a new function and do something like this: module loader.get, and maybe we say we want the name of the module. Boom. Or here, we can even make this, we can add some, a little bit of quote unquote error handling. We're just going to warn. So not necessarily error handling, but we can do something like this. We could actually store that in a variable, say not module. So if it's nil, this condition is going to be true, and we can say something like warn module loader module by name has not loaded yet, or has not been loaded. We'll say has not been loaded. Boom. Now, I just saw in a video I just watched that they have like a check like, oh, if this function is present, then we're also gonna call that. So let's do it. Let's do that. So let's say if the module has a field named init, say something like this. If that is present, then we're going to go ahead and spawn that function, or create a new thread that kind of runs through that function and calls it, and all of the things. We can do something like this, and we're also going to provide modules so we can also access self. And it's that simple. Our module loader is done. There are some other things we could add, like timing, how long it takes each module to load. That's something we could do. But for now, we're just going to keep the scope super small, and we're going to say I want my client modules here. I want my client modules in replicated storage. And let's say I have something like hello. Maybe I have some sort of module hello, and we're just going to say hello is a table. We're also going to create a function and hello, and we're going to introduce our init method, and we're just going to print hello world. So whenever this module is loaded and init is called, we're going to see hello world in the output. So in order to get the ball rolling, we also need to add a local script, because these are client modules, right? We're just going to call it client for now. We're going to add it in starter player scripts, just so it does actually run. And then we're going to require our module loader like so. We're going to do something like replicated storage game get service replicated storage. And then we're going to say replicated storage, wait for child module loader. Boom. And then we're going to say module loader get. And maybe we'll do something like replicated storage, wait for child client modules. So now if we go ahead and join the game, we're seeing hello world. It's right there. It's right there. Our module loader that is a grand total of 39 lines long with extra type information and safe requires, so our whole game does not break just because we had a typo in a module script. We don't need to rejoin the game now. It's super simple, and you know, I feel like people overcomplicate their module loaders. It really doesn't need to be any more complicated than this. Moving on. Let's say I want to access this module. Let's say I want to maybe not require the hello module directly, but maybe I want to get it through the module loader. You remember that get function we added? Watch this. .get hello. And now if I do hello, we just print hello. And we should see in the output a table, and within that table we should see an init function. Okay, so we're seeing the table, and there's our init function. It's right there. Everything's right there. It's all there, all accessible. Okay, let's go to server script service. Surely it couldn't be that easy. Surely it couldn't work for both, right? wrong. We're gonna name our server script server, just so we can kind of know what we're doing. And let's say we have a folder under the server that is named server modules. And within server modules, we have a module script. And let's say this is going to be our message module. So with this message module, we're going to return our message table, and we're going to say message. We're going to say message print, and we're going to say my message. And let's just print that straight into the output. And for funsies, we'll also add the init method and say message module loaded. Super easy, super simple. And if we go back to our client script and copy this near exact same thing, and instead of saying replicated storage wait for child client modules, we say script wait for child server modules, wait for it. We get our message module with something like module loader.get message. Stay with me. Message print hello from the server. And I mean, let's just see if it works. It works just like that. And a grand total of 40 lines with some blanks, obviously. We have safe requires, we have initialization, we have an initialization method that is loaded on a separate thread, so we don't have any yielding. All of these modules can be required quickly. With this method, we can also require certain modules in order. So for this example, we're gonna keep using client modules. I know, even though it says client, we can still access them from the server. So we're gonna do a little cheating, and on the server side, we're gonna say replicated storage wait for child client modules, and what we should see is message module loaded, and then the hello world, and then the hello from the server. Oh my wow. It's all there. All of those messages are there. It was that simple. And 40 lines, we've done it. It was that simple the whole time. That's all I have to say. If you're interested in more of these kind of tutorial-like videos, feel free to join the Discord. I'll be posting the code for this in there, but you can also find the code for this little rant in the description in the pastebin link. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.